Can you hear me now?
A little bit. I can hear you a little bit.
Oh. Okay, so I think what's going on is they tend to hear us better than we can hear each other.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but can you hear
But
me enough to
it's
like?
muffled on your end a little bit.
Hold on.
Let me leave and come back. Let me leave and come back real quick.
Okay.
Allows that to come back to that same place where we're trying to leave. So it's as if that if we leave, our life will not be better. That's when
Can you hear me now?
a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit better.
Okay. 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 So I'm not sure as to how much they heard. Okay. So I want to see if I can summarize this. So your take is that when people in the ministry, okay, so your summarization of the marriage is both of them were cheating. Okay. So let's go over this. What is to your knowledge, was a relationship, at 10 years old with the wife? Is that accurate?
With the knowledge I have, yes. And it was mutual.
Okay. Now tell me, as a woman, you are a woman. How do you feel about a high schooler dating a 10-year-old?
When I first talked to the person about that
The
situation,
man or the woman?
when I first talked to the woman about the situation, her intel about that was, yes, I was young, but I was mature for age. Therefore, I was attracted to mature men. And as a person that is attracted to older men as well, that's what kind of the relating had came in at. Now with the 10 years old and the the different mix coming together, I mean, that was them. They both had, they both was, you know what I'm saying? So if she liked it, baby, I loved it. So,
but Kiara, let's keep it real now. We're gonna keep it all the way 100.
Of course.
At
But
10 years old,
you're right.
10 years old,
that was her business at that time. You know what I'm
right.
saying? She made the conscious decision to be a part of that,
But you can't make a conscious decision at 10 years old. Not at 10. You just can't make a conscious decision at 10. Like I've had kids.
Not bad. Now that what you say, now let's be real about the situation. Who can't make a conscious decision at 10 years old?
Oh no, you can't. You don't have the intelligence enough to know at 10 years old what sex is really about. You don't have the intelligence to know that you're bonding your soul with someone. You don't have the intelligence to know that this can have lifelong consequences. You don't know at 10 years old, because this is why they set the bar some states at 14, 16, 18, not at 10. At 10 years old, I don't even know. Most 10-year-olds don't even have a menstrual period. It takes them about 12 or 13. I did, but intellectually, emotionally, no, you're not. You're just not able. All you know is you see an older man and you want you feeling a little funny down there, and it feels okay. But at 10 years old,
I know that, and I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying as a 10-year-old, but as the person that we are referring to at the moment, if that was okay, so conscious or not, if that was what was taking place and then continued, see, I can understand if she came to an epiphany. I can understand that she came to a realization once the time came to really understand about that long life issue, about that long life problem, about any other consequences after that. I do understand that as a 10-year-old. I get that. I get the age. I'm well aware of the age. But as the situation, and if anybody knows them, as the situation, that was what the cards that was dealt. That was the cards that was dealt, and they played it. So,
but that's not really the cards that's dealt. Had anybody really found out about it, you do understand he would have gone to prison?
They did find out about it.
No, I'm saying and really wanted to do something about it. He would have went to prison on God. Like, that's it. Like,
period. At 18, they was trying to get my uncle to go to jail. But the person was egging the marriage.
Who was your uncle?
My uncle, are we saying names? We can say
No,
names.
no. Okay. So you're okay. So okay. So you're calling the husband uncle. Okay, I just
Yes.
want to because
Yes.
okay. So some of these people watching don't know you. So
Gotcha.
right. So you're saying that the gentleman that was in the marriage with the 10-year-old that was in high school, you're calling him your uncle. Okay. So now let's go from there.
Yes. So my uncle, he was very adamant about that too. He did think about it. He did think about the fact of the age. He did think about that situation. And it was talked about to the leader. It was talked about to the leader. And the 10-year-old part, that changed. That's no longer, we're past it. So
What
now,
you mean? What do you mean it changed? Like everybody got older? So
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it happened. I'm not saying that it is acceptable. I'm saying that, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it was now at the time of the marriage. Okay, it was now at the time of the marriage, and my mother initially said no, and it is uncle for me, Tanisha. It is, and at this point, because that he bit.
So I guess they're kind of stuck on right now. You calling him uncle, but from your side, you've been calling him uncle.
I've been calling him uncle. Even
Okay.
after situations that had happened, I still call him uncle. So that's nothing new. And I see the comments and I get what everybody is saying. I do. It is a 10-year-old. We understand what y'all saying, but now we at the point where it was able to be stopped at this point. So my mother initially
Okay, now let's get this. When your mother got involved, and I'm not saying involved like I'm saying when it was brought to her awareness, right. She was no longer 10 years old. How old was she then? That you know of?
18. We met Rachel at 18.
She was of age at that point.
Period. Okay. So at this point, she is 18. And my mother initially said no. It's not okay. You should probably just let this ride. Let them find different partners that best suits them.
Let them find. Okay, I apologize.
Them. Yeah, that best suit them.
Okay.
She's young. She need to be in the young. He's older. Boom. But that wasn't taken into consideration. So, it was egged on to continue with the marriage. It was egged on to continue with the marriage.
When you say egged on, explain egged on for us.
Pursued by the leader. It was pursued by the leader, and the leader was fine with them being married at this point in time.
Okay, because she was now up. I just want to make sure the leader was okay with them being married now, because at this point they have been together for 10 years.
Exactly.
And now she's well above age.
Exactly. So there still could have been a conscious decision then. However, they proceeded with the marriage. 4 beautiful children came about, so forth and so on. As when I first seen them together, they were happy. They were excited about each other. They were excited about being in marriage with each other. Okay. And as the story goes on, and as the migrating to the new setting, which is, new church family, new leaders, so on. That's when, a little decline year by year has came about. And this is where we get to the adultery. This is where we get to the cheating. And as I stated before.
Okay, so let's talk about the adultery and the cheating. Okay, so now let's talk about this. When the wife first found out about the cheating, right? Do you know why she first found out about the cheating? Are you aware, or you not aware?
Fully aware. Fully aware.
Okay, so she found out. Now this is her take on it. This is and let me explain this to you. I've also talked to the husband, and this is what he told me. Okay. He told me, I asked him straight up, before she caught the disease, do you think she was cheating? And he said, no, she had never cheated on me. Cool. Now, those were his words.
Right.
Okay. So he said to me that he had been cheating on her for a while with the members as well as people at work. Are you aware of that?
Aware.
Okay. So you're saying her cheating came from after she found out?
Yes.
Okay.
And before moving to Florida. Emotionally, as I know.
Okay, so not physically at first, just talking, maybe talking on the phone, texting,
Right.
things of that nature.
I don't know about physical, but it was emotional.
Okay.
And
so what is that? Do you know the age difference of the husband and the wife? Well, we know it's at least what?
I think 7 years.
Huh?
I think it's about 6-7 years.
Okay.
Yes, and now with the disease portion, okay, the disease portion that was a lie about how he no, it was a lie about contracted from at the time.
Okay, wait a minute. You broke up. Say it one more time.
The disease portion, from what I know, leader knew about how the disease was contracted.
Okay.
Lied to
the
wife about, and
so the leader lied to the wife about how the disease was contracted. Period. Okay.
Period.
So it wasn't okay. So at the time, the gentleman was not cheating on his wife when he contracted disease. When she contracted disease.
He knowingly, yes, he was, and the leader knew. The leader knew. The leader knew. The leader knew who he was cheating and who he was cheating with.
The leader knew who he was cheating with.
Exactly.
Okay.
But lied
to who? The wife.
The wife. Yes.
Okay.
And that's some knowledge. That's some knowledge.
Okay.
So
let me ask you this, because was this what you have been told, or this is what you know?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Okay. So your take on it is that the husband was cheating, the leader knew he was cheating and covered for who?
The husband.
Was covering for the husband.
Period.
Okay. So he didn't rat him out. He just kept his secret confidential.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and that's through the relationship between the two.
Huh?
And that's what grew the relationship between the husband and the leader, because I appreciate you for being there for me, not disclosing this. Period.
Okay. So the husband was grateful to the leader for, no, it was not HIV, it was curable. The husband was grateful to the leader for not exposing him.
Right. And not he didn't want to hurt his wife, so forth and so on. So it was kept confidential.
Okay.
So with the infidelity within the marriage, it was known by the leader. It was known. And it just was egged. Like, now behind the closed doors, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is it was known. It was known. And I'm saying yes. I am saying yes. But it was known. It was known.
So it was known throughout the ministry or just with the leader?
One more time.
It was known throughout the ministry or just with the leader that the husband was cheating?
First with the leader, then it spewed out to the ministry.
Okay. So we can safely say that so let's go here. We can safely say that the minister had a problem before the church.
No.
So the minister did not have a problem before he got with this church.
Period.
Okay, so the minister, when he was dating a young lady I'm just asking, because these are some of the questions that are coming up in my...
Yeah, I see him right here too.
So you're saying that he started this cheating indiscretions while he was at the church.
Period. After he joined, that's where the cheating came in at.
Okay, so it's your thoughts that he might wouldn't have been a liar. I mean, oh, excuse me, a cheater had it not been for the church.
I want to say so because that wasn't the only marriage that involved cheating.
Okay, well, see, here's what people are having a problem with. People are having a
Yeah,
problem with.
throw me off at all. She didn't throw me off at all, baby. I'm answering accordingly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was just replying to a rebuttal.
Okay. People are having a problem with him having sex with a 10-year-old as a 17, 18-year-old teenager.
Mm-hmm.
That right there sets the tone that he had some issues that were not resolved before he got with the ministry. Because when he got with the ministry, it was 10 years later and she was now 20. But the sexual implications of a somebody 18 sleeping with a 10-year-old signifies to us that he had some kind of illness, mental, sexual, we know. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know
You
about
don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about cheating. So
Okay.
even with the same
Okay.
woman for the last 10, 12 years. And never cheated on her, despite of the age at the time. He's never cheated on her
Right.
up to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about the cheating, the age difference. I'm with you about the age difference, but we talk about the cheating. So the cheating is what took place after the church. The cheating is what took place after the church.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about it was something else that we was touching on. Okay,
Yeah.
so we was touching on I keep moving around because I don't know if you can hear me because the food is cooking.
Gotcha.
We are touching on some other stuff. So you said that we have so you said that right. Okay. So it is people up here saying, if you're 18, you have mental control over a 10-year-old. Okay. So we're going to move on from that.
That was before. That was before.
Right. That's why we're going to move on from that.
I was way after that. I have nothing to do with the 10-year-old. I have nothing to do with that issue. What I'm referring to is what I was a part of at the time, and that was the cheating. So that's all I'm talking about. The age stuff, I have nothing to do with that. They were them before we all came to North Carolina. So that's them.
Okay.
So at 18, I'm here from 18 on up.
Okay. That's good. Okay. So let's talk about it was something that you brought up I wanted to touch back on. You stated that when people leave the ministry, they do better. Okay.
So I say that for myself as well as others that I am around. When I was there, I couldn't hold a job at all. I couldn't keep a job for nothing. I couldn't stay in school. Schools I tried to go to couldn't get in, or if I did get in, I had to get right back out of it. It was just I wasn't prospering. I wasn't making no money. I wasn't. I was drained. I was spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally drained. Um, and I couldn't hold myself. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be a part of a situation that I felt and that was promised to me that it would get better, and it never did. We do better, baby. We do better, baby. I just want you to know, baby, we do better. We do better. But it was a roller coaster for me because I seen him as my father. And I was trying to take in consideration that, okay, there may be issues, you know what I'm saying? I want to be here to help. I want to be here to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, it just be there for the simple fact of because of the person. With the person saying that it's going to get better. With the person saying that just hold on, just wait a little longer. It will be better. Every situation that has failed, I had to revert back to that leader to say, well, what is going on? Because What is going on? Like, why is nothing happening? Like, what is going on? And it can never happen for me. Literally, as soon as I left as soon as I left Florida, it came to North Carolina, um, got back in school. I'm still.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So this person that we're talking about, the leader now, the
Yeah,
leader. Can you hear me when I walk away?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so this person that we're talking about, that is the leader. Um, Let me ask you about your personal experience with him. Um, do you at any time would you have said he was a good stepfather or father to you? At any time?
In the beginning, yes.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, and somewhere along the line, things went south between you two.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so let me ask you this because this was brought up a lot. Some of the people, including the uh, including the the other guy that was up there, I think that was his godson, right? That was on the okay.
It's gossip.
When was the last time that you know of that he was with this leader?
About a year ago.
Okay, so the claim that it was 2016 was false.
One more time.
The claim that he hadn't been there
But
since.
how many jobs did y'all had to go through? Let's keep it cute. How many jobs did we have to go through?
So you're so okay. So let me ask you this. So you're blaming. Okay, so your take is when I say blame, I'm not going to use that word because that's offensive.
Mhm.
So your take on this is that they kept losing jobs because of him.
I don't want to say because of him, but background. You know what I'm saying? Background. And we
Because of what? Because
back,
of what?
background, like the
So
plant
you're saying the soil that they were sowing in was tainted.
period, period, period. And we will always have to call off for a service. We were always late to work, never could make it on time. And we all piled up in the vehicle to go to a job. We even had to get the same job sometimes so it can be accommodative. Like,
Okay.
I'm not about to, I'm and I'm gonna pipe down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to come up here and bash nobody. All this is truth and facts. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm not ba- I'm not bashing anyone.
Mm-hmm.
What would I can't really see that. What was that last comment from Alnisha?
She said it's up to you to keep your job, not the leader.
Oh, but sweetheart, if you knew like I knew and which you do, it was pretty hard to keep that job up. You know that. You know that. You know that.
So why are you saying it was hard to keep a job?
Like I said, we had to call off many a times for church services. We were late. I got you, Chrissy. I got you. We had to call off work plenty of times. We were late to work plenty of times.
And what you were late because of church, or you were late because you didn't have a ride, or what was going on?
Um, with how our ride situation was set up, we all rode together. So it was many places that we had to go to in an amount of time. So we would either have to get dropped off 4 hours early in order to be there on time, or we would have to be late.
Okay,
I,
so let me
I
ask you this.
Keontre, baby. Keontre, I commend you. I do. I commend you, Keontre. I appreciate the fact that you're defending. I appreciate that. But we don't want to go into details, because I'm sure, we've had past conversations, Keontre. And for the
Okay,
simple fact,
one of the viewers are asking, do you feel like you played a part in it at all?
I do feel like I played a part in it because, for one, I was unaware of the different signs. I do feel like I played a part because I was one of the drivers. Okay. I was an unpaid Uber driver, you know what I'm saying, from sun up to sundown. Um, I was the part I played was a part I felt was needed to play. At the time, I was in the choir as well as the praise and worship team, so I sung accordingly. I was the pastor's daughter at the time, so I acted accordingly. And parts that I've played was initiated. Parts I've played was initiated, and I do confess the parts I've played. But the parts I played was initiated.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I did see a few comments as to, okay, so let's see. Who is her ex? Who is Buck White? I don't know who that is.
My brother.
Okay.
That's Janine's son.
Janine's son.
Yes.
Okay. Tanisha said, let's talk about this. There were so more than one person without a car in the ministry, and he did his best to make sure everybody was taken care of. Let's talk about the car that was destroyed. Let's talk about the car that was destroyed.
Let's talk about all the cars that was destroyed.
Okay, they're asking, could you get your own car?
At the time, I could not. Like I said, I couldn't prosper.
Okay, would you say that he stopped you from getting your own car?
I couldn't hold a job. So how was I able to get a car? Couldn't hold a job to get a car.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you say about people coming to him or inboxing him or saying to him, he said something about my mom's car?
Who said that?
What do you say about the people that are asking you? Okay, so what they're pretty much asking is why do people continue to come back even though they've left the ministry?
Like I said, the spirit man hasn't been built up yet. This Y'all ready to talk about my one Lexus that I finally got? That one Lexus. Wait, hold on, Nat. I got you. The Lexus. Let me help you. Let me help you about why my Lexus was taken. My Lexus was taken while I was at work because it was not paid for. It wasn't being paid for the last few months, for the last couple months. And I remember a Lexus being purchased as well. The same Lexus that you were in the front seat of, Alnisha, that you also rode in. And that Lexus was taken because it was no longer being paid for. Okay?
So who was supposed to pay for the Lexus? Who was supposed to pay for that?
My father at the time. And
so the leader we're talking about.
As well as asking, do you need help with the payments for the Lexus? And it was stated, no, it's fine. So I let it ride. I showed up one day and there was a Lexus in the driveway with a bow tie. Highly appreciative of the Lexus. Highly admirable of the Lexus because I really needed a car. So for him to go out his way to get that Lexus, I was very appreciative of that. And he knows that. It was posted on Facebook and everything. So there was proof and understanding about who got my Lexus. So there is no hiding in that. Baby, we all knew who got the Lexus. But don't nobody know why that Lexus was taken.
Okay, so your take on the Lexus is it was bought for you as a gift by the leader.
Period.
Okay, and when you asked him, did you need payment, need help? Did he need help paying for it? He said no.
Right, because he said he'll take care of it. It's okay.
But it wasn't taken care of.
Right, and that's why it was repoed when I was at work.
Okay. So at the time, is your testimony, your look on it, that he did try to do something good for you, he couldn't afford it and it got repossessed? Or you're saying it was a part of manipulation?
Kind of, sort of. Because it's like, if you can't afford it, why get the car?
Okay, so they said, so your prosperity was tied to a man, not your relationship with God. Do you feel you were being taught incorrectly?
I do. I do, because my relationship with God dwindled. It it deteriorated a little bit because all my answers had to be to the leader. You know what I'm saying? All of my questions had to be to the leader. It's like I didn't have, it's like the connection with God was not there because it was steady trying to be with him. And that's where I was coming to the relationship. Outside of this, like, I really do not have the strong relationship with God like I was supposed to, and that I had before that. Um, and I don't want to say taught incorrectly, because he is, period. Like I said, I don't bash nobody. He is the man of God. He is a powerhouse when it comes. It's a powerhouse when you want to be, and he teaches the word. He preaches the word, so forth and so on. But it was more so of bashing almost every Sunday than preaching the word. So
You said he preaches and taught the word. He did preach, to your knowledge. He taught. We were talking about the leader. He did
period.
preach and teach the word.
He did. Yes, I can say that he is a man of God in that area. However, being a part of the ministry, it was like almost every Sunday, it was something going on with somebody in the ministry, and that was the talk of the service. And almost every Sunday, it's like you're coming to an interview. You're coming to.
Can you expound on that for a minute? Can you
It's
expound
like
on the
last
interview part for a minute?
he was blasting people over the pulpit almost every Sunday.
You say it was what now? Say it again, because I didn't hear.
Almost every Sunday.
Okay.
Somebody about something every Sunday. And
Okay, because somebody said, tell your cousin to take care of his kids. I don't know who that is.
what
Maybe that wasn't directed to you.
Thank you, Chrissy. Arguing is for kids. Debating is for grown folks. I appreciate you. Thank you. Period. Period. Tell them. Tell them. Period. This has nothing to do with Matthew. Nothing to do with Matthew.
Girl, you weren't supposed to say his name.
It has nothing to do with your baby father. Has nothing to do with your baby father. Preaching on people every Sunday. Preaching on people every Sunday. And I was filled. I was getting.
Well, okay, so tell me this. What do you have to say for, okay, like this? Okay, so when it comes to, okay, would you say this is correct just by your knowledge? Okay, and maybe you don't know. Okay, I don't know, but okay, people will say, "Oh, you're the best thing since sliced white bread," when they need you, when they needed him, but then everybody started jumping on the bandwagon that it was a cult, but nobody wants to say, "Okay, I played my part in the cult." Like,
that's not true. That's not true at all. We have.
Okay, so they are admitting to they played their part in the cult if they were a part of the cult.
Everybody is admitting to playing their part. This is the thing. We don't speak. When we left. When we left, we left. We didn't make nothing. We didn't talk about nothing because there was nothing to talk about, because we were trying to move on to greater and bigger things. But because the constant inboxes, because of the constant calls from the leader, trying to say, "Oh, well, I did this for you. Oh, I love you. Oh, well, what about this time?" That's when it started getting old, and people started coming to realizations like this is not normal. And the very people in his ministry as we speak says the same thing. But they don't want to go into details. They don't want to go into the times where we talked amongst ourselves, stating that this is not okay, that this lifestyle is not normal. They don't want to talk about the things that has been taken. They don't want to talk about the blast. They don't want to talk about the cursing outs. They don't want to talk about the slapping. They don't want to talk about none of that because it's not seen. They don't want to talk about none of that.
So you're saying y'all sat within yourselves and talked about
while we were there.
Was not normal.
While we were there.
Were you scared of leaving?
At a time, yes, I was.
What were you scared about? Tell me.
Because he was my father.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Did he lose stuff as well, or just you?
Keisha, we got to keep talking about the situation because I keep bringing it up.
So did he lose situation stuff, or did you just lose stuff, or did he lose things as well trying to take care of people, or no, he kept all of his things? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, going off of what was said, so knowledgeably, I don't know. So going off what was said, he would keep his things and then try that you saying, oh, being helpful. Oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. He's saying that he took from different, incomes to help. And I'm sure that he probably did. But we would never know. We would never know. I'm sure that he did. What was told to me, that's what I'm going based off of. It was said that he did take from different pieces of income to support whatever he needed to support. But it's like, though, even with our food, Florida was the worst experience of my life. Florida was the worst experience of my life, and I repeat that.
How long did you stay there?
Only for probably 1 year.
Okay, but how long did you stay connected to the ministry in a whole?
I was on and off with my father for 12 years.
And okay, so do you think the whole time it was bad, or it got bad after a while?
When I say it got bad is when I started realizing it was already put in place to look out for different signs. It was already put in place to look out for different. But because I was naive in the situation at the time, I was sacrificing family. I was sacrificing connection with family to stand behind this man. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he was telling me. He was telling me different things opposed to other things. He was showing me different things opposed to. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in a cross space right here. Because required to pay back what I owe, I was a child. I was his child.
Okay, no. I'm thinking they're talking about like people that have owed money.
Speaking about old money, do they know that baby owes somebody money as we speak? Do they know? Do they know? Do they know? No, Chrissy, no, that's not the case. Do they know that?
Now I'm gonna tell you now. Now hold on now. Now I gotta keep it real. When I was there, they were borrowing money, and this wasn't everybody that was staying with him. It was members that were borrowing money left over foot all the time. Like
now, borrowing money or was being offered the money and they accepted it?
No, honey, no. They would send him a text and say, "Can I borrow $150 for this? Can I borrow $80 for this? Can I borrow?" Okay, now let's talk about this. Okay, I borrowed some money from him one time. Me, myself, he never offered me a dime. I borrowed money. I paid it back during a church service. I went up to him and gave it to him. It was like 3 months later. So I'm going to just keep it 100. Like, I got to tell where it is.
Okay. But babe, did you see the messages where people asked to borrow money?
Yes, I did. And
wow.
Not from him. I saw them from them. Like, they were saying,
Thank you, Shanice. He's a newbie to the squad. So he don't know everything.
So I saw text messages. Like one of the ladies,
and that's what you'll see. He'll show you what he wants you to show you.
Not him. I'm not saying him. I'm saying the person themselves showed me. It was like, do you think I should send this text? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, do you need the money? And they was like, yeah, what do you think? And they sent the text. He hit them back and said, come pick it up. That's how it was. Like, on God, I'm telling you the truth. So I can't go. I don't know the basis of all of it, but I do know people was borrowing money from him now.
He owed people money to this day. He messed up a whole lady credit card for vans to be purchased on a trip, and has not paid that lady back yet and messed her credit up as we speak. He uses different people's names for different bills. Like, I found a whole credit card bill in my name. When I first got back to North Carolina, I found the whole credit card bill in my name used from drive time with his name attached to it. Then a lady got a credit card bill in her name that was used from when she was in the ministry. Then I had a cable bill in my name and I was living with him. So it's all types of all type. See, everybody, and you want to know something? I commend them because if I was still there, I probably would still be defending him as well if I was still there. So thank you, Chrissy. Thank you. I was somebody's child. This man married my mother. And I was his daughter, and I was taken from, I want to say taken. However, I moved away from my family.
Okay, wait a minute. What do you mean? You said taken, then you said, no, I'm not going to say taken. Were you taken, right, or you moved on your own?
Right, I wasn't taken. I was not taken. My mother got married and we moved. That's what happened.
And so you stayed with him?
Right, because they got married, so we all lived together.
Okay, wait a minute. We're confused. Okay, so you're talking about, okay, so your mother and him got married and y'all moved in as a family?
Period, in North Carolina.
Okay, so how did you end up with him in Florida?
Because I continued, like I said, I continued to stay with him for the next 12 years. And we kept having these talks. We kept having these discussions about, well, and I've told him before, I said, I don't love me at all. What was that last comment real quick from Isaac? I never pulled his pockets. Everything he's done for me, he offered. Never pulled pockets for anything. Never pulled his pockets for nothing. I was there emotionally. I was his support emotionally.
So would you say that he provided food, transportation, clothes for you guys, or no?
As a whole, yes. We had to do everything together.
Y'all had to do, or you chose to do?
We had to do, because we
could. Okay, let me ask you this. You couldn't have moved back home? I'm not asking the judge. I'm just asking because I don't know. When I left the church, I left. Nobody told me I couldn't go nowhere.
Period. But this is the part that everybody keeps asking. So I was able to move back home. But because of my dedication and loyalty to him, with everything being said about him, everything,
because it was your father that you knew that helped raise you, or because he was a spiritual leader?
Both. I was 11 when I met him, so I was at a young age, and he was a father figure to me. So it was more of an impact than anybody else. Period. Thank you, Kalisha.
Okay, so let's talk about this. But you did have a living mother, correct?
Hold on, real quick, Nat. Charlie, those Coach bags. Little do you know. Oh, I'm okay, Charlie. Those Coach bags were a gift to me on my birthday. They were a gift to me on my birthday. So what about the Coach bags? They were a gift.
Did you give the Coach bags back?
Heck no, I'm not giving the Coach bags. No. They in my closet as we speak.
So he did provide for you?
A little bit. That was only on birthdays.
Let me ask you this.
That was only on birthdays.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So your mother was in good health and you could have gone home at any given time, correct?
Of course. And my mother was also into me. She was married and she knew who he was. She was telling me, like, hey, it's not what you think. And I was opposing. She kept warning me. She kept saying, Key, bro, it's not what you think. And I kept egging on to see exactly what she was talking about. as I got older and to intellectually understand, just like everybody was talking about the 10-year-old, I was 11. So to grow older and to intellectually understand all that was going on, that's where I grew a mind of my own, because everything had to be done as a whole. Everything had to be a sound voice for everybody. Everybody, it's like you're losing your identity, because it's like, oh, well, the leader says, and that is this. So as I'm older and really understanding situations for myself, it became, our relationship became more conflicted, because I was opposed. I wasn't agreeing as much. Wasn't an it. I understand everybody. I was done in all sexual, all of stuff. It was just me and him, me and the leader have an understanding. Me and the leader have an understanding of why. Because I didn't have my own what? Because I didn't have my own what, Charles? Because I didn't have my own what? And now as I get older, I am now in understanding that it was not normal. It was not normal.
Okay, so we have one person up here saying, she said, I was dedicated to him, so I stayed with him. I let him pay for things. I lived with him because I was loyal to him, but he was the problem. But I accepted the gifts he brought for me in my closet, but he was the problem.
Period. And as I could say with that, it's not like our relationship was dwindled at the time. You do have ons and offs. I did leave, came back. These same people could not go to the parents to even ask them to pay for the phone bill with. Definitely not true. Definitely not true. Definitely not true. Because we both was asking my mother for money. We both was asking my mother for money, baby. Little do you know. We both was asking my mammy for money. So moving
what
on.
You mean we both? That, who was we both?
It was a rebuttal to Tanisha.
You and Tanisha was asking the leader for money.
No. Tanisha. Talking about, we couldn't ask parents or whatever. I knew the leader for over 20-something years. Yes, he have his issues, but he have been none but a support to everyone around. Now, Tanisha, I really don't want to blast you.
No, Ricardo, no. That was her stepdad. This is a different situation. So he was not he never had sex with her. No. Okay, so Prophet Felix is saying, don't trash me with stuff I bought for you on your back.
So let me help you, Prophet Felix, because I'm sure that you definitely don't understand all that you're saying. As a child growing up with a father figure from being away from mine, he was my father. He has been told, we have spoken on plenty of occasions about problems. However, trying to see things out and trying to fulfill those promises has been, as his child, did X gifts. It was birthday, baby. Like on his birthday, this was accepted in this. So miss me with that last comment you just made. You would have to be there to understand, but because you were not, you. So it's to speak on what you want to speak on. But I thank you for your comment. Thank you. As I was saying, as his daughter did more, as his things to play out differently than we did. As his try best to be that for him. And I'm sure that he can say that he's trying absolute best to be the father for me. But still issues missed. And then even information comes out. So that's where the issues come in at. Of course, Ricardo, of course. And the issue, because I'm not trying to be here to bash. I'm not here to bash. I just want to clarify. The issues was dishonesty. The issues was manipulation. The issues was betrayal. Like I was He don't even know this to this day. I was at a place where I heard him talking about me to others. I've been in a situation where he was talking about me to others in a meeting as well as text messages. And cool, y'all can say that he has been there for y'all. I commend y'all. But y'all don't want to talk about those secret conversations. Y'all don't want to talk about those secret texts. Y'all don't want to talk about the real deal about how I really feel. But I'm not here to do that. I'm here to talk about me. I'm here to clarify about my testimony. I can say that I was a part of that for 12 years. And I can now say that I'm at a better headspace. I'm at a better peace. I'm at a better relationship with God. I'm at a better relationship with my family like it was before. It's just so much.
So you're saying that because of him, you were not in a good place with your family and the relationship.
Right. It was always a tit for tat. It was always an issue. He would bring up something about my family. I would take that into consideration. I would use that against my family. Then, you know what I'm saying? And the feelings came about. So me not having the contact with my biological father for a time, me not having contact, and with my that's old. With my biological father, me and my father already had an understanding of our relationship before and after the leader. Nobody's biting the hand. It has now become a place that after disrespect, and after trying to clarify plenty of times to stop the disrespect, but don't want.
So let's talk about the food stamps now. It says my sister food stamps been feeding niggas for year. Okay, so let's talk about. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go to this. I don't understand. This all sounds crazy. You're talking about how you were a child, but don't want to offer the 11-year-old the same exemption. That's right now. He's right. This is crazy. However, as an adult, if you have a problem with you, if I have a problem with you, I stand on my own. This isn't hard. Independence requires sacrifice. This sounds like sour grapes. It kind of does, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm just going to say, speaking for me, I've seen a situation where one person gets mad with somebody and then everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. And I don't mean to bring this up. I know this may be a little different, but even with the Bill Cosby thing, one person said, oh, I was molested. And then everybody just jumped on it. Oh, me too, me too, me too, me too. But when it was going on, like, why nobody said anything then? Like, why did one person have to say something for everybody to jump on the bandwagon? Like, where was everybody's ball when it was going on? Because
public with it, though. That's the difference from here and there. They're not public with it. So now it's as if we're attacking. But it's all quiet. It's all quiet when the stuff go down. It's quiet when the stuff go down. But now that we're out of it, first of all, the whole live was a testimony. And it was about one person. The bandwagon person was it? It was about the leader. It was about that one person and their situation with that leader.
Okay, but that's not, Kiara, that's not a testimony, sweetie. That's not how testimony, that's a bashing. Okay, so this is how a testimony goes. And I'm going to explain it to you because I'm just going to be real with you.
That's why
a testimony is saying, I had a problem and God fixed me. When I talk about my marriage, and any other thing that I've gone through, I talk about how God delivered me, not from him or the marriage, but from myself. I talk about how I was disobedient. I talk about how I just wanted to lay up and try to take a layup situation and make it a God situation.
He did
right, but a testimony does not involve dragging other people down. That's what we call a witch hunt.
It wasn't a drag, babe. It wasn't a drag.
But everybody knew, like, okay, so for me to be tagged, for people to inbox me and say, look what he's saying about this leader, something had to have said that wasn't right.
No, they knew who he was talking about, but it was never a dragging. It was never a dragging. It was never a dragging. It was more of a I'm telling you, babe, please go understand. Please go read. Please go look at the lives. Please go read the. Please go look at the lives. It was more.
Well, I did. Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I did look at parts of it. The reason why I did not look at the whole team or the whole thing was because I just called BS on it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Not because some of the stuff that he was saying I was not privy to. I just did not believe that was the right way. If I just feel like this, if all that stuff happened and you want to talk about it, why not talk about just your part in it, not bring anybody else in it? Because if you're saying you're a prophet of God and you believe that the Bible is saying, vengeance is mine, I shall repay. Explain to me why you needed a platform to talk about it. Why not just talk about you yourself and what your part was?
It was a platform of bringing awareness to cults. So he was bringing awareness to what he was a part of, and he's just so happened to be a part of that.
Somebody did say a name, sweetie. I guess you missed it. No, somebody did say a name.
Who?
Huh?
What happened?
Buck White was saying nobody said names. Somebody did say a name, so I don't know what he's referring to, but whatever.
On that platform, thank you, Reese. It was more of what's up, bro? It was more of it was more, like she said, a healing. So when bringing awareness to anything, bringing awareness to sexual abuse,
but
bringing awareness to
what she's saying is, I apologize. Go ahead and speak. I don't want to speak while you're speaking. Go ahead.
Okay. That's just like going to a platform of bringing awareness to sexual abuse, bringing awareness to what else? Bringing awareness to HS, bringing awareness to anything. They will come and discuss those issues that regards people prominently. If you're dominant, you will be brought up in a situation. However, I can say that with the lives, it was more so of what he was saying.
Okay. Hold on. He was saying, Buck White was saying no names was brought up in the interview before, not this one. Okay.
Right. Yes. And he was just saying that he did discuss how he did have a part. He did discuss how that part came about. He did take action.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right here. Hold on, let me stop something. I don't know who this Buck White is, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we ain't gonna keep doing all this cussing on my page. Like I've not said one thing, I've not cursed, I've not said anything negative to Kiora. We are not gonna keep this cussing going on my page. Period. Now you gonna respect me.
You good now.
Period. Or you get the heck off my page. Now that's just how it is because you're going too far. Now I put up with it for a little while, but baby, we're not gonna do that. Now we're not gonna do that now. Nope. Okay, we can go on.
You good, that you good. But yes, the interview consistently just spoke about, different scenarios, different issues, and how he tried to get through it. And it was just his story. And he needed a way to heal from that because it was a little detrimental. And
okay, but do you think that he should have healed first before he talked about it? Because it was, from what I saw, now I saw he was still bleeding. He's not fully healed. So do you think
this is within the healing process, that's getting sewn up, getting your stitches, getting back, getting patched. He just went a different route than we did. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, so when it comes to a different route, here he did go a different route. This is true. This is true. We can't negate the fact. But when you give a testimonies, the Bible says we are overcome by the testimonies and the blood of the Lamb, right? So when you give a testimony, your testimony means you've already overcome. When you give a testimony, you're not testifying about something that's happening now. You're testifying about the goodness of the Lord and how he brought you through. So if you're still in the process, You should be dealing with the process, because this is what we call bleeding on the people. This comes from when people are talking and they are not healed, or they are actually in the process.
And yes, I understand what you're saying. This is just a view from the interview. I did see the healing process. And this the healing process with that is from that situation. I do believe that he's healed from that situation. Yes, I do believe.
Okay, so they're asking, who is this guy? This guy is the guy that was on the second show. Who is I guess, I don't know now. Everybody's past tense these days. Well, I'm gonna let you interview yourself.
It is.
I'm gonna let you bring your own self, who you are, to him.
Basically, I am the godson that basically everybody was talking about and bashing.
Okay, so when you said, I just want to make sure this is correct. Did you say on the interview that you had not been there since 2016?
Yeah, I left in 2016 in August.
Okay, have you returned since 2016?
Yes, I have, and I can admit that I returned back with my family.
Okay, and can you explain to us the basis of your return?
Basically, we're gonna make it clear, because it was a name mentioned, my wife's name was mentioned, and it should not be mentioned anymore. So if anybody else decide to go on and mention it, that just make it clear, because it's gonna be some legal stuff going on. So I'm gonna just make that clear.
I'm not aware of that.
Well, I'm just saying it in general. This is in general state. This has nothing to do with her and the kids. If anybody wants to attack, it's just basically me.
Were they attacking your wife and the kids, or were they okay? Anyway, so you're saying it has nothing to do with them. Okay, we get it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so let's talk about this. You did, okay, so you left the ministry in 2016. Have you returned since 2016? And if so, what was the basis of your return?
I didn't return back in 2016. I returned back in 2019.
You left in 2016 and you returned back in 2019.
Right, to reconcile it and get things, on pretty much on a straight path, like no curves or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? To get things right, basically.
Okay, so when you returned back in 2019, did you return back because you needed help, or just strictly?
No, we didn't. No, I didn't need help as far as with anything. Let's get that straight. The reason why we came back, because we visit in February of 2019 on a trip. That's how that started. Then I inboxed the person, as far as coming by and seeing them, whatnot or whatever, since I left. Then we liked how the atmosphere and everything down in Florida. So
what house?
We told, huh?
What house? You like what house?
The atmosphere.
The house that the leader was staying in. You like that house?
No, I'm talking about as far as the atmosphere of Florida. Okay. I've never been to Florida before, and it was the first time for my family as well.
Right.
So when we came down there on the trip, we liked it how it was. So it was our thing as far as coming back and finding a place to come down there. So initially, it was supposed to have been us finding a place or whatever, but as far as the urge of us wanting to go back, and we liked how it was, we inboxed a person, and that's when it went from there.
So you inboxed the person for help, or just to say we are coming down?
No, it wasn't for help. It wasn't for help.
So did the person help you?
No, the person actually said, "Oh, it's okay for y'all to come down. We'll have a room for y'all, or whatever, whatnot." And then I discussed it with my significant other, and we okayed with the situation, and then we took it from there.
Okay, so
we had a place. Now we had a place. We had a place of our own, not just one. We had two places.
Okay,
two places where It was two places where
something's
it's
getting
two
crossed
places.
up here, Rajon. Hold on for a minute. Okay, so you inboxed the person and told the person you were coming. The person says to you, I just want to make sure this is right. The person says to you, okay, cool, we got you. You can come. We got 2 bedrooms, a bedroom, or a place for you to sleep. Something like that, correct?
Right.
Okay, now when they said cool, was it you? So you're saying you did not ask for help. You did not ask to come down. You did not ask to come stay. You was just saying this is what you want to do because you like Florida.
Right. It wasn't no help or anything like that. And I heard on the last joint where that we had got evicted. That is so not true. We was
Okay,
never evicted.
This my guy.
We was never evicted. Like I said, we had 2 places. My daughters was in one. Me and my significant other and like look, we had 2 places basically. So
do you feel like you escaped from a cult?
yeah,
And
that's what it is to me.
So you escaped from a cult in 2016, right?
Right.
I wasn't laughing at what you said. I was looking at a text message. So that was unrelated to this. They're telling me get off phone. They want to talk. So anyway, you're saying that you escaped from a cult in 2016, and then you went back to the cult you escaped from. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, to basically get things reconciled and situated. The person know that as well.
Okay, but okay, so you don't see how this doesn't look right.
Basically, I got on there just to basically tell my story and something spiritual, and then anything. No names was mentioned.
So
No
did you have
ministry.
a place to stay? Okay, so Tanisha is saying when you moved to Florida, did y'all have a place to stay?
Not off the bat. We was there for about a month.
Okay, so
And after that, we had a place. Now we could go back and say, as far as us not being in a rush to go back to Florida,
Thank
we
you.
could have stayed where we was at until we found the place and moved into a place.
Okay, so Felix is saying
It was the person's decision to sit up here and say, oh, um, I want to welcome y'all here or whatever. So I mean, by him saying, okay, y'all could come,
But
basically saying everything was cool and reconciled. And then before that,
so
we had talks about it on the inbox.
You
We had talks about it on the inbox on Instagram. So
okay, so did he ask you to come?
to you like you can.
wait, y'all breaking up? I can't hear y'all.
Did he ask you to come? When y'all talked about the inboxing, when y'all
He
talked
said,
about he asked you to come stay with him.
he said it was okay.
No, did he ask you or did he respond to you saying, okay, did he say, will y'all come stay with me? Or you asked him, is it okay? And he said, yeah, it's okay for you to stay with me. Or you said, I'm thinking about moving to Florida. And he said, okay, it's cool. Y'all can come stay here.
No, I think what we did is what I asked. I asked him if we could come down there because, we liked the atmosphere and stuff like that. So there was a negotiation going on. So I can't remember per se.
Okay.
So and I'm gonna just be honest. I can't say per se who said what, but
here's the thing, Rajon. We can't really speak on something we can't remember because we can't give a factual account for anything that we can't remember. So we're gonna move on. Okay, so did he marry you and your wife?
Well, technically, we already went to the justice of the peace. It was just a ceremony that we had asked for him to do, which was on my birthday, and that was a Sunday.
Okay, so y'all was already married.
We was already married, which was on June 4th.
And this, I say something really with people saying, well, we had issues. It's really because of what was done. After that, we left cool. It would really leave on terms anyway. But because of the constant disrespect and shade, that's when it become a problem. But yes, it was a problem there, and we left. However, to be the person, of course, that's doing it, we would no longer be a part of that. However, we still be acquainted to, hey, I have no issue with you, but I just don't want more. So it's not like, oh, It's not like, oh, we coming here just to be bringing up just. What is the education? Why is everyone living with the pastor? Miss Felix. That's all. That's all we did. We with each
That
other
ain't
for
true, because I
years.
ain't live with them.
That's
I
what
was
I'm saying,
I
babe.
ain't I had my own place.
I know, but the people that are now there, we got more in depth. We got more history. We got more saying things time. So with people with everybody living together, that's his. I'm sure that's his decision. I'm sure this is Mr. I'm sure that was the deal was made with everybody living together. It seems comfortable. People on the floor, you have people on the couch. People want to talk about my living. Want to talk about everybody else's living. It's like they always have stuff to behind the scenes. So it looks like as if we're just tired. We're just tired of the stress. We're tired. I lived with him, baby, because my father. Why did you live with him? I lived with him because that was
He's
my
talking
father.
about Ray John. You and his daughter, so that's a little different. I think he's talking to Ray John.
Who?
Because he already knows what's.
So they are asking Ray John if you felt like it was a cult before in 2016. Why did you move back? I mean, it is a good idea because that is a little confusing to us.
As to why that I moved back.
Right. Why did you seek out? It's like you kind of seeked out to not to live with him, but if you felt like it was a cult to start off with, why did you had never been to Florida? We get that. You had never stayed in Florida. We get that. But why didn't you wait to establish yourself before you moved to Florida?
Like I said, we liked the atmosphere, so I pretty much came down there. And then if it was okay with the leader, I mean, that's pretty much a question on both sides too, as well.
Okay.
And
well, okay.
Yeah.
So did you in 2016 when you left?
And even before I left, I had talks with the leader as well, as far as wanting to leave, and I was talked out of it pretty much.
So, Rajan, quick question.
You were talking about leaving in 2016.
Did he the house to be in for that? Did he offer you, or you let me get that room at the house?
You in and out. I can't hear your full question.
That's actually that time you came to Florida. Did he initiate you? He initiate you coming to, or you live with him?
Okay, now if you could reframe the question, what she's trying to ask, because she's breaking up.
I can't hear her either.
Yeah, you breaking up. I can hear some of what you're saying, but I can't fully hear the full question to answer what you're trying to ask.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Did he ask you to come get that room in Florida, or you asked him to be with Florida?
Are you saying did he ask me? You saying did
he
he
say
ask
for you?
All right, so if I'm trying to understand what you're saying as far as with the room, he basically said that he'll have a room ready for us when we come down there. If that answers your question.
That after? Yes, was that after you asking him or him mentioning that to you just off gate?
That was after me mentioning, and what he said was, this is how it went. After me stating that, he said he was gonna get back with us and let us know. He was gonna let everyone know in the house. I don't know what he meant by that. In the house, he was gonna let everyone know in the house that we was gonna come down there and that he was gonna have a room set for us. He didn't say what room or whatever, whatnot. So
okay, so right now it's kind of sounding like you asked him to come and you said, okay, let me set stuff up for you. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. So now here's the problem. Now here we go.
That's
in 2016. Right. In 2016, you left because you felt it was a cultish environment? Yes or no?
Yeah.
In 2019, you asked this man to come back to the club. Yes or no?
I didn't ask to come back.
You just said,
That's
I
not
just asked you, you said
no,
yes.
no. We're not gonna do that. I didn't ask to come back. Basically, I basically
Now, okay, Keon.
no, because how you putting the question?
What did I
No, how
ask
you
him?
put
He said yes.
now how you putting the question is as far as if I asked to come back. I didn't ask to come back because when we got there, first off, we didn't go as far as attending to the church immediately. You know,
Okay, so maybe let me rephrase it. You didn't ask to come back to the church. Okay. You left in 2016. Boom. In 2019, you came back.
and
Not
which
to
was
the
in
church,
July.
to
That was in
Florida.
July. So from July up until August is when we was there at the house. And then before we transitioned to having our own, yeah, in the transition of us having our own, that's when we moved in.
And when you moved out, did you have to escape out or you moved when you got ready?
We moved when we had the keys and everything. So
okay, so he didn't stop you from moving out.
no.
After you moved out, okay, Felix said a man lets you live with him and you get out the crib and bashing him, we would be throwing hands.
You don't know everything took place, bro. Like you keep talking about, oh, a man letting us do what we're doing. A man doing that. You don't know everything that took place, Felix. You don't know everything that took place. You don't know everything that took place. Okay? You keep talking about how we're bashing
It is
somebody.
y'all don't do that, sweetie.
We're not bashing nobody.
Okay, so Desmond Gardner said you didn't ask to come, but you did ask him to do your wedding. Is that correct?
I did.
No.
Me and my significant other.
And he's saying he gave you a TV. Did they give you a TV?
Desmond, you on a roll like you, honey.
What?
Did he give you a TV?
Desmond, you on a roll like you, honey.
Did he give you a TV?
Okay, so let's put it as this way. Okay, yes, because all of my belongings and everything, furniture and stuff, was still in storage down here in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
What we was gonna move all our
Thank
things
you.
down there, like all our stuff was still in storage.
Okay, but he did give you
We
a TV.
had now look, we
Okay.
had furniture. Now look, no, we had furniture in Florida. We had TVs. We had about 5-6 TVs. So don't go there with that.
Okay. So I think the problem with them is they said on the interview that you said it had been 4 years, but it really hadn't been 4 years. Is that correct?
Since I left.
It had been 4 years since you left when?
Since I left North Carolina.
2016.
Oh,
I came down there in April 2012. And now the day that Ashley came down there was on the person's birthday. I remember it because it was a Friday because I had court and I was in Pennsylvania. So coming from court in Pennsylvania,
wow.
I had transition and went down there.
Did they help you pay your child support?
Cool.
Your members, your god brother,
No, I pretty much paid my own child support, and majority of the time it wasn't paid. It wasn't paid because other stuff needed to be paid, is what I was told.
They said, "Why did you come back?"
Why people keep saying, "Why did I come back?"
That's what they keep
The same reason you came back, Desmond. The same reason you came.
Now we don't want to get in this situation as far as what Desmond and his brothers. We don't want to get.
No, you can't bring up. Okay,
hold
on now.
Everybody bringing up situations.
No. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute, Ray John. Wait a minute now. You got to call it, and you got to be right. You said that your wife and your kids were left out of this. Ray John is speaking for his. what it called is speaking for himself. Don't bring up his brothers because his brothers have not said anything to you. So if you're going to talk to him, but don't bring up his brothers. If they can't bring up your family, you can't bring up his brothers because they are his family as too. Okay?
Okay.
Like I said, why you come back, Desmond? The whole shit, baby. The whole picture. It was more so bringing awareness. The cult got offended. They retaliated. Period.
Because if everybody want to get up here and tell their story, everybody else needs to tell their story and how
I mean,
they got there.
that was the problem. That was the problem. That was the problem. It was like y'all told y'all story, but nobody had the opposing side didn't have a right to tell their story. Here's the thing.
Why Me Too though, Nat? It wasn't about them. They came up to talk about their story.
No, sweetie. It was about them because everybody knew who they was talking about. Anytime somebody inbox me and say, "Look,
leader,
talking about the leader."
Yeah, we said
the
leader.
That's everybody. About the leader. It was about nobody else.
We could have been talking about. We could have been talking about anybody.
No.
Ain't no name was mentioned.
That's just like me saying.
No name was mentioned and no ministry.
That's like me saying. That's like me getting up here saying, "Oh, my mama."
That's it. No name was mentioned. And no ministry was mentioned.
So let me.
So why people want to jump the bandwagon and get offended because
when you went live? Remember when you went live about sabotage?
About what?
Nat. Remember when Nat went live about sabotage? And you were discussing just the figures of the people, but you wanted to talk about how sabotage our workplace where you got the same thing. You didn't mention no name. You talked about different situations we knew of, but you didn't mention about, you know what I'm saying? It was talk about a prophet in some point, then you talk about somebody living in a house with you, so forth and so on. It's like we kind of knew your gesture because we were thinking the fact that you got brought out. You got brought out. That's kind of the same situation with my uncle John. They didn't bring no names in. No, and then there was no retaliation towards you either. There was no retaliation. So for the retaliation to be towards them, that's like giving them away. That's like giving them away. Even when people knew who you're talking about, we was respecting that you was discussing sabotage, and I brought you to another life. And they bring this to a cult of how of a cult and then coming to a different place. That's basically the same situation. No names was mentioned. Situations have been mentioned, but it was no names. It was talking about how, bringing awareness to different signs, different, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and because of the history, that's what made it hurt more.
Okay, so somebody said they knew who you was talking about because you said you were the leader's daughter. So they're saying you pretty much put it out there as to who they was talking about because you said you were the leader's daughter.
I could be anybody's leader's daughter. I ain't mentioned her name.
Right. People knew who y'all was talking about. People knew who y'all was talking about.
And he was pretty prominent. They knew because they probably knew of us. And it was some people that didn't know. And we were escaping a cult and not bashing the leader.
When you say escaping, it's kind of a strong word because you said you were able to leave on your own.
Yes, I was able. But as a whole, I'm talking about me and my babies that got out together. I was able to leave talking to them. I was able to say I'm leaving and bounce. But you got people seeking. You had people seeking to leave. Like, how is people able to put that burden on somebody that felt compelled? Like, how would you even think it's okay to say, oh, well, you a whole human being. You could have easily left. You let a whole man control you. Yeah, that's what cults do. When you're told that when you leave, you will die. When you're told that when you leave, you will not
Wait a minute,
prosper.
somebody told you when you leave, you're going to die?
Honey, let's talk about it. When you leave, you will die. When you leave, you will not prosper. You will leave, it will never be the same. So people were scared to leave. And people are still scared to leave. Little do me and you know.
Yeah, there's people there
this journey.
now that
hey, John,
I'm scared about wanting to leave.
100 with you. Hold on, Kiora. Hold on. Uh-huh. Hey, John, I'm going to just keep it weird with you, baby. Kiora got a different testimony because she was his daughter.
Right.
You were a grown man with a family. You left in 2016. Then you came back, moving into this man's house.
So
Brought
wait,
your family with you.
when I left in 2016,
Hold on. Let me see if
I had a family at the time. I wasn't married, so we're gonna get that straight right there. I wasn't married. I wasn't married when I left in 2016.
Right. But you did come back with your family in 2019.
Right.
So this is what you're saying. In 2016, you escaped from a cultish situation and then brought a family back into a cultish situation.
So basically, yeah.
Jesus, Russia.
Raise your hand. Okay.
So what point y'all trying to prove? Is what I'm saying.
No,
like I said, we came back to pretty much reconcile things in a way.
Reconciliation. And that's doing. It was the way individuality. People have ID crisis going on over there. And I as suffer ID crisis.
Okay, hold on, baby, hold on. Now we got somebody else.
Talk about
it. Hold on.
Talk about it.
Hold on, my loves. Hold on.
Who's come up next?
Yeah.
Identity was definitely taken throughout the process. Identity was definitely taken throughout the process. The dress a lot, practice.
Okay, can I ask y'all something? Me and my children came there. Why none of this happened to us? Why do you think none of this happened to us?
Enough, baby. You didn't stay there long enough.
I stayed there
for the next. For how many?
It was about 2 or 3 years.
Not long. It's not long enough.
So a cult. Okay. So you're saying that because I wasn't there. Over how long do you think it takes? I'm just asking.
And it probably wasn't anything major. You know, you maybe didn't have a like everybody did, and that to feed off of. Probably was very strong and very strong.
They're saying your connection isn't the best. No, Christiana, it was the prayers of the righteous, but no, that's not what happened, because it's nobody gonna put me in no cult. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what the ham sandwich I can do and what I can't do and where I can go and where the hell I can't go. That ain't how that's gonna work with me, baby. So that's why I was confused as to how, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. So
yeah, I'm sort of people that or want that you was.
Now it's pretty much as far as who the character as far as the manipulation, who he can the person that can manipulate.
And because I needed a father figure at the time, I needed family at the time.
So he provided what you needed.
My mom, he provided what I needed. He provided what I needed because of the vision. Not looking at the deeper things. Because of the provision, I was not looking or even paying attention to the very problem. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, as I got older, I did begin to get stronger because I felt my relationship with God dwindling. I felt my relationship with God dwindling. So as I seek for myself, as I seek for myself, got strong for myself, I was able to see that.
Okay, so see, Key Entree says they went wherever they wanted to go when they had money, going out to the clubs and whatever. Did y'all go to clubs?
I didn't go to no clubs.
Kiora, did y'all go to clubs?
Baby, we had the acts to go to. We had the acts to go.
But did y'all go?
To go, baby.
Did y'all go?
Because we got permission to go. We got permission to go. Heck yeah, we got permission to go. But what I'm confused about? What I'm confused about is y'all. I sincerely pray. I sincerely pray for everybody that is still there. I sincerely pray for them. But my story is my story. You know what I'm saying? What, Tanisha? You deinstalled Go Clubs, but you went to do other things. And what was those other things, Tanisha, that you and I both didn't do? Tanisha? Because if I'm understanding your statement correctly, I think it's grammatically incorrect. Because what were the things that I did or didn't do?
Okay, so here's the thing. Kiora, they're saying if you're staying with your father, of course you would ask your father to go to the club. That's only right.
I mean, but as a woman, like 20 of them, I was like 19, 20. I mean, that's
no. Okay, so this how this go. Over here, y'all, where I'm at, and when my kids come stay, if they stay with me, and I'm taking care of them,
but it wasn't even a home. It wasn't even a home. Like I'm saying, you live you in the same every day. And
okay, so I got an inbox that saying, Rajon, you're the same brother, or somebody is the same brother. I don't know if it's Rajon. It's the same. Okay. So Buck White is the same brother that the pastor helped get out of jail when his own mother didn't. Is this true?
What? Who?
Wait, is that question for me to ask or
no?
Oh.
Okay, Keontre said we had our own apartments, but was struggling to pay our bills. He put down the down payment for our apartments so that we could have our own place.
He knew we was having problems before the apartment. Struggle before the apartment. The apartment was stupid. No. The same that you called. Okay. He knew we had issues before the apartment.
Tanisha said, please remember that y'all had a chance to go back to y'all family. Did y'all have a chance to go back to your family?
Did we really? Did we
well,
really?
I haven't talked to him about wanting to leave, and I was pretty much talked out of it. So I could have been left.
Talk of it. We leave time.
I could have been left.
Like I said,
I could have been left.
Yeah.
Okay, so we Prophet Felix said this young lady is married with her father and indicating him as a pastor. This has got to hurt your father. I really wish you and him healing for your relationship. This has to hurt, and you and your father have got to be hurting.
If only you knew, baby. If only you knew the truth, baby. If only you knew.
I mean, what he's saying is right. It has to be painful for both of you guys.
Of course.
So you don't think that he's in pain?
How the pain was inflicted? How?
Okay, so Tanisha said when you called your mother, she acted like she didn't have the money.
Who mother are you referring to?
Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Please help me.
Yeah,
mother they
Christina
was
did
in from
mention
day
a good
to day.
point. Ray John, Christina said talk out of it. Uh,
Please, Christina miss me. Christina. Christina. Christina.
You're not talking about the quiet
Christina.
Christina, are we?
You grown folks talk to you. You grown. You get to like you dirt, baby. Let's not act. Let's not talk being grown. You get.
She had the decision to leave too.
Jasmine said, okay, but
Definitely did.
Christina ain't up here saying she was held hostage. Jasmine said we are not addressing the issue of mental commitment to spiritual people and people in leadership.
It was, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Commitment.
Okay. Girl, who is Buck White? Because
that's Janine's son.
Okay. Is Buck White your brother too? Well, tell Buck White
brother,
to
yeah. Can chill, you know, but he's hurt out of this as well. You know?
Okay, well,
so
I understand that maybe he shouldn't be talking if he's hurt because he does not know how to properly articulate what he's trying to say in a manner that is respectful.
Yeah, he good. He good. He good. Hey, tell him to calm down. He'll calm down. Yeah, that's his.
Okay, Felix said, I don't know the truth. I'm sitting here listening and I'm a father. I would be hurt. You're angry. I'm not even joking anymore. I'm praying for you and the lady in the middle.
Yes, you wouldn't have done the things that he did though. So you wouldn't even have a reason to hurt as well as your child to be hurting either. Because you wouldn't have done the things that he's done. And whose mother referring to, Tanisha? Whose mother talking about? Because she was like, Nat, that comment about the mother.
What did you say, Kiara?
It was a comment about the mother.
Okay, Buck White said he's not heard about nothing, so I guess he's just up here cussing for no reason. Okay,
because
he may ever be upset for his sister. However, you just don't get up here disrespecting other people. Like I get the being upset. I get you mad because your sister has been done wrong, or that's what you say. I get that, but you know, like we ain't dropping B words and all the F words. Like he's the only one doing that up here, and it is unfortunate. Like I mean, I'm sure he knows how to articulate a little bit better than this. I mean, tip is show now. Come on.
Yeah, but I just solely wanted to say that I had the utmost respect for him. I loved him with everything in.
Okay, Pastor Andre is logging on now. Oh, well, y'all gonna see
yes,
anyway.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So he's on his way on in now.
Okay. Let's get it, honey. I ain't talked to him in a while neither. Being in jail, she act like she didn't have the money.
It said, I said when his mother was called about him being in jail, she acted like she didn't have any money. Whoever mother was in jail and acted like they ain't had no money for you.
You're talking about you talking about what?
He said, for the young man, do you work? Are you independent now? Is there anything keeping you from being in the position again?
Yes, I'm working now. I'm good. I'm good over here.
It was like an investment for me. You know what I'm saying? It was.
When Ray John was in jail. They said when you was in jail, Ray John.
Okay, so I got locked up twice. So per se, the money was help for me to get out the first time, but the second time, when I was working before I got locked up, I had to talk with the manager who I was working for to get the money out.
Okay, hold on. He's trying to get in. Hold on.
Okay. Is he going to be able to be great connectivity with 4 people up here?
Yeah, it's the rest. Everybody can hear us. They're saying that it's your connectivity that they can't hear you.
It's me.
So is it slowing down for you?
It might. Hold on 1 second. Wow. No, babe. It was leaning before that. Okay. Put it on here, it'll tilt back more. The base of it slips it backwards. No, babe. That is it's how this is. This is the same thing up there. No, it's not. This is not a flat surface. I done rubbed it. Look at it. Babe, you can even roll something down. It's not a flat surface. I done I wouldn't roll it. Say, this is not gonna roll. It got ridges. It is gonna roll. It's not going because it got ridges. It got ridges inside.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Right. I said, all right, when you start.
Okay, we're on.
I didn't say it was lying, but it's not the surface. It's a flat surface. It is, bro. It's been a flat surface since I got it.
Yeah. Your mother went? Hey, what's up, Quan?
Okay, so the prophet that they are talking about is on. He's on. I think his connection is slowing up. Hold on for a minute.
So I just I'll be getting myself prepared. I gotta call what's the name?
Hey, look at your phone. I'm gonna hold on 1 second. Hold up. Hold up. Yep. Wait a second. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to remove Andre and get him to Pastor Andre and get him to join back in because his connection was like really, really slow.
Okay.
Wait. Give me 1 second.
Right now, the conclusion of the whole matter. Right. Oh, here.
Period.
Pastor gonna have to let church get his some better Wi-Fi. Can't have the pastor use a dial-up.
I'm weak. Don't be bad, Pastor. Don't be bad, Pastor.
Okay, we back. Okay, he's back. He's back. Okay. So this is Pastor Andre, Prophet Andre, Ascending Apostle Andre, that this whole thing is about. We all were a member of his church. I am not related to him. I was a partaker at one time. We did part ways on very good, in a very good circumstance. I still talk to him. I have no problems with him. I do not believe I was in a cult. In fact, I know I was not in a cult. I went and did whatever I wanted to do. So, but this is his once removed, I guess, daughter, Kiora, and his nephew. So I don't know. Y'all. Okay, so Pastor Andre, do you or do you not run a cult?
I'm sorry, say it again, Pastor Natalie.
Do you or do you not run a cult?
That's on Facebook.
Okay, Prophet
Okay,
Felix
repeat that question, Natalie, because you went out.
Okay, I said. Okay, Prophet Felix said all y'all done lived in that man in his house. Why y'all ain't teach him about the internet? Oh, he was being stupid. Okay, so he said he has high speed internet. Anyway, did you run a cult? To your knowledge?
Absolutely not. To my knowledge, there was no cult being ran.
Okay. And have you heard? Okay, how do you feel about the allegations that was said about you? How do you feel? You tell us your side. I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm going to say this, Natalie, and I'm going to say this as respectfully as I possibly can. All of the things that's being said, we all know that it's not true information. Okay, there are some things that have been stated that is absolutely true. There are things that I could have done better as a leader, even to this very day. There are things I could have done better as a leader. I take accountability for wherever I did wrong to anyone. Okay, I take accountability for that. That's the first thing. I'm not going to get up here, even though my ex-daughter, stepdaughter, as she calls herself, I still consider her to be my daughter and I'm not going to get up here and bash her and go back and forth. We all made some mistakes. I was not the perfect father, but I did better than what she had. Okay, I tried to do the best that I could, but I did not meet all the requirements. I did not do everything right. There were times where she was left out of things. There was times she might have that people in the church might have came before her, and that was because me and her mother was having a bad marriage, a bad relationship. There were times when I wanted to get her that I couldn't get her, different things. So yes, I can agree that there are some things that happened to Kiora Armour while she was with me that should have not happened. Okay, I should have covered her more. But at the end of the day, I would never exploit any of her business to anybody anywhere, and I have not. The only reason why stuff has came up now is because all of the phone calls that I have received about things that are being talked about in North Carolina. Because in Florida, we're not doing that. We don't have the patience. I'm busy opening schools and restaurants and stuff. I just do not have the
Kiora,
time.
let him talk for a minute. Kiora,
I did not
let him talk for a minute.
did not interrupt anybody when they were talking. I let this broadcast go on for hours. I did not say anything about anybody or to anyone. So I would like the same respect. The same as with Rajan. Now I have an issue, like I said, Rajan is getting went on his broadcast to say all this stuff about me. But my issue with Rajan is me and Rajan just spoke in 2019. When I did not call Rajan and say, Rajan, I want you to come back to Florida. Rajan called me and said that he was coming. I said, you know what? As always, I said, you know what, Rajan? Let me get with those that live in the house because other people lived in the house. And somebody would have to give up their bedroom in order for him and his wife and family to stay in a room. So that's what I'm going to call you back about. So I talked to everyone. I said, hey, guys, Rajan wants to come down. Nobody had a problem with it. Nobody. He came to the house. He brought his wife, which is Monica, which was a member of my church before they even got together. He brought her. He brought his son, stepson, and his two daughters. They stayed in my house for 3 months. Rajan didn't have to pay rent. He didn't have to do nothing. They was just there. Rajan didn't have to give me no money. He didn't have to do nothing because I was concerned about them. They stayed there. He came and talked, me, him, and his wife. He said, sir, well, this is what, Dad, I want to squash everything. We could squash everything. I said, Rajan, I did some things wrong. There's things I could have done better. Do you forgive me? Yes, sir. I forgive you. Monica, do you forgive me? Yes, sir. We all good. So then they come later on. They didn't come back to the church when they first got there. They just came back to my house. But they were people from my cousin lived there. Shakima lived there. There are people that lived there that was a part of the church. We cooked them breakfast. They ate food with us. We didn't have any issue. So Rajan, this is what pissed me off. Rajan, we settled our differences man to man, face to face. Him and his wife and I. They joined back to the ministry. His wife came to me and said, we are ready to come back home. We're ready to come back into ministry because I'm getting bond, the drum shed for New Year's Eve. You can see as I'm up there preaching, Rajan is in the background playing the drums. Baby, if you're a part, you and your wife had 2 cars. If you felt you were a part of a cult, you could have rolled out and went where you wanted to go. You came back, you stayed with me, we talked, we had good fellowship. I helped you move into a house after you found a place. When you got ready to leave, so let me clarify this. When you got ready to leave, I did say to you, Rajan, why are you leaving? Y'all don't have to leave. I said, you just getting down. Let's just see if I can help what we can do because they couldn't find care for Alex. So that was the impression why they gave me they were leaving. Hey, we could not find care for the baby boy. We're going to go ahead and move back to North Carolina. Is that not correct, Rajan?
That is correct. And then before I got on here, I mentioned about as far as my significant other name was not supposed to be mentioned, and nor the kid. Now, no, let me talk. Let me say this. And then when we was there, it was only for a month. It wasn't 3 months.
Rajan, y'all was in the house longer than a month, baby. Y'all was in the house longer than a month.
We got there.
Y'all was in the house longer than a month, man.
We got there in the beginning of July, and we left. We removed from August because we had gotten the place. You had called us and said, "Hey, there's someone gave me information about a place we know, and we went to go see it." And then we said we was going to take it, and then when we went on from there.
Place got the place because I went out and found you a place.
You mentioned that someone from the ministry gave you information about the place, and then you referred it to us about the place, and then that's when we went to go look for it. We went to go see it, and that's when we contacted you back and said we was going to take it.
Okay, so I was encouraging you and trying to help you get your own place. I wasn't trying to have you to stay with me.
No, I didn't.
Which is what I'm asking.
No, I didn't mention any of that. It was a question. Someone had put out a question. Someone put out a question saying that that I wanted to come back or whatever. I said basically what it was in the inbox about the atmosphere, how we liked the Florida, and we came to you and said about we was going to come down there, and then it was discussed about as far as us coming down there, staying with you until we got a place. So I did say that. I didn't say about
So my thing to you, Rajan, if you said this was a cult, why did you come back to stay with me then?
Pretty much to get
If I was
like we
treating
said,
you so bad, why did you come back after 4 years?
it wasn't 4 years after I had left. Like I stated, it was. You want to say it, but it was
Well,
about 3 years.
you left it. You left it. Okay. Let's say 3 years, Rajan. 3 years. You decided you still came back.
Rajan.
You still. Oh, I cannot see. Can you hear me, Natalie?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's
Okay.
just commentary. He was just talking about, Phyllis is just talking about he gonna strain a net and swallow a camel. He was talking about Rajon. Nonetheless, Pastor is setting the man straight. He's talking about you setting Rajon straight. He and
It's
his
not
daughter
setting
need
me
to
straight. We're just stating facts and what's true and what's not true. That's it.
Okay, Rajon. And the dude is wrong. He's talking about you, Rajon. What he did was wrong. He's talking about you, Rajon. That man let him stay with him and his family, and you will come online and bash me. He was talking about in general. Not cool at all. Pastor is handling this man right. His entire tone changed. Boom. Okay, we off with it. So let's go.
What tone did I set in before
So
though?
my
I wasn't that
thing
hopeless.
with you is, can you hear me, Natalie?
Yeah,
Apostle, go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, so even with Rajon, I love Rajon with all my heart. I've been in his life since he was about 12 years old. Okay, I've been there for this young man through everything. His first marriage did not turn out right. I was there from the beginning. Okay, Rajon. My only issue with Rajon, no matter what happened, if me and you already discussed and we squashed everything when you came back to Florida, even after you left Florida and went back to North Carolina, me and you kept in contact. We kept in contact, and I have the inbox messages where me and you contacted each other all the way up until almost October.
I would say
You
September.
told me that is that true, Rajon?
That was September.
Sir?
That was in September.
Trying not to because like this too much.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Okay, so that's basically what the deal is. Rajon, he came back and then he left, and then we kept in contact. I have messages to prove that we kept in contact until
I do
recently,
as
right
well.
here. That's what happened. Rajon and I had no problem, so I was very confused when the people from that station called me and gave me that information. Because I said to myself, why would he be getting up there doing that after me and him squashed everything and nothing has happened between us?
No, I basically went up on there so I could
And the
tell
same thing with
basically
Kiora
tell my
as well.
story. Basically told my story
No,
as far as me
no.
leaving
You
and as
know the
far as
history with us. You know the history with us. You already know the history with
Kiora,
us.
but me and you,
You already know the history with us.
Kiora, me and
Now,
you, after you left,
this is a different story.
the story. What do you mean it's a different story? What are you talking about?
This is a different story, but this is a different story. It's not from everybody else.
Okay, this is what I'm saying between me and you, because I was addressing you. Can I address you, please? Okay.
You sure can. You sure can.
Okay, I appreciate that. So, whatever happened between you and I, we also squashed everything. Because after I left from North Carolina, after you left from North Carolina, Florida, and went to North Carolina, we kept in constant contact.
We
When I
did.
came to preach in North Carolina, you met me there, correct? We did not get disconnected to around the month, I believe, of June, July, when I guess whoever started giving information about whatever they were giving, and you decided to disconnect from me. You never called me and asked me any questions.
Not true.
You You called to ask me, hey, what part did you play in this? Is this stuff true? You never did that. You deleted me on Facebook. You stopped
because
talking.
I
I have several
because I
messages.
deleted you before that.
No, Kiara, we were still inboxing on Facebook. I have the messages. We were talking on Facebook. We were
I do
talking.
as well. I deleted you way before then. I did. I deleted you way before then because it was a situation that occurred where you were pissed off because of a post on Facebook and you inboxed me, low key disrespecting me and my family. And I had asked you to chill on that.
Now,
And
Kiara.
you was still trying
Now,
to,
Kiara. Now, you know that's not true.
no. And then you called me. No. You disrespected me in my inbox and disrespected the people that was on the post with me. Then you called me the next day. Then you called me the next day. Then you were saying how you were offended, how why would I do that, so forth and so on. Then you wanted to be petty on Facebook. Then you got petty with me on Facebook. That's when I deleted you. That was because of me, not because of anybody else telling me anything. That was because of me and you. And I deleted you on Facebook, and I deleted everything else. I deleted everybody from that time. And I said I no longer want to have nothing to do with pettiness. I no longer want to have nothing to do with disrespect because I would never allow them to do that to you. And you've known times where people have disrespected you, and I was in the corner to make sure that has never take place. I
And
had
that's
made
vice
sure that I
versa.
had your but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When that stuff happened with that Facebook situation, that pissed me off to the T, because if you get to post whoever you want to post, even when I wasn't even in them, I still loved and liked them. But you came and told me that me and my family was a joke. You called me and my family a joke because you wasn't a part of that post, and I felt that was petty, so I blocked you.
But we were still talking after that.
No, we was not. After I blocked you, I was done. I was
Okay,
done.
Kiara, but at the end of the day, all the stuff that you are speaking on, is you have the right to speak on what you want to speak on, but some of the stuff that you're speaking on is not true, especially when
That's
it
why I
comes
said
down to the.
heard.
Okay, because a lot of the stuff that you heard, especially going back to the lady and the gentleman from the first show, that information is
Was not
not
upset
correct.
about that, Anisha. Was not upset about that, Amisha, at all.
So it should be the point where me and you could have had the conversation. I don't have any
But
issue
we
with you.
did
I love
though.
you. Listen what I'm saying to you. All the stuff that y'all are saying, y'all go ahead and keep it going. That's fine with me. I'm going to tell you this. The stuff that's being said is not being all said, because I have not gotten up and told my story and told everything that is a lot of things that have happened. I heard you say something about a woman's van but I didn't even go there because that individual, I'd have to call their name out because I already know what you're
A woman
talking about.
sued?
That's not how that happened. You brought up something about a credit card of somebody's vans
Oh
with
yeah.
a credit card.
Oh yeah. Oh
Then
yeah.
you also brought up and said that I ordered a credit card in your name, and that is absolutely not correct. Because if I ordered a credit
I
card,
got the
it would
papers.
not come in my. Well, can you show those papers live, please? I would like to see those
Hold on
papers
one
live.
second.
Put them up on the screen. Because you can't order a credit card in somebody's name and your name and their name. Come on, let's see, y'all got a joint credit card.
But you see a bag, you see a blue bag.
So while we waiting on Kiora Rajan, what was the reason
Exactly
why
what it
you
said.
did
It's
what
in
you
that blue
did
bag.
after me and you had already talked?
I basically wanted to get my side of the story and how I pretty much, walked out of the situation because I felt like like I was just tired of it at the time, and stuff that was going on, stuff that was being said. Like I felt like I wasn't wanted there.
You talk about this last time that you were here.
No, I'm talking about initially when I first left.
Okay, when you first left, Rajan, yeah, I get all that. I'm talking about when you after you came back and me and you squashed everything. That's what I'm not understanding. Where's all this coming from? If we forgave each other, that's what I'm confused about.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, sir.
Okay. So after me leaving, and then we sat up there and talked about it and squashed it. That was the main reason why, as far as me coming down here again.
Okay,
I
so
got you. That paperwork is at my mother's house.
I'm pretty sure your mama could pull it up. I'm pretty sure she'll get it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to. Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Okay, Rajan, back to you. So you squashed everything with me. So if we squashed everything and there was no problems after that, how did you wind up on the show talking about something
And it doesn't have both
important?
names. It's just mine.
Wait, say that again.
Sir, I can't hear you.
No, what you was explaining something, and then Kiora has said something, and I couldn't hear fully what you were saying.
Oh, what I was saying was why we had squashed everything between us. We had got everything right. When you left from North Carolina, so let me ask you a question. When you left Florida to go back to North Carolina, me and you were on good terms, correct?
We was good.
Okay, we was good. So then I'm asking you, Rajan, how did we, because we were inboxing while you had got home, you were in North Carolina, we were talking. So where did this come from after me and you squashed everything?
Because it was my decision. It was my decision to get up there and talk about the experience that I had, and then when I had left. That's basically what it was. It wasn't no names missing, no ministry or anything like that pertaining as far as with my experience. It was just about me. That was it.
Rajan, now Rajan, let's be technical. Let's just be real. That's like me getting up here. That's like me getting up here right now talking about your wife. And I'm giving all the information that relates to her, but saying I'm not talking about her. Like Rajan, you knew exactly that everybody knows who I am.
Not
Everybody knows
everybody,
who is attached to who.
but now everybody do
Sir?
now. Like I said, not everybody don't, but now since it's being
Okay,
put out there,
hold on, Rajon. Hold on, because we talked about this before he got up here. We talked about people knew who he was, whether you did not call his name or not. Remember, we talked about it because it's just like I gave the example and said, if I got up here and said, my mama did this to me, my mama did that to me, I don't have to call my mom's name for people to know who I'm talking about because that's my mom. So we talked about people knew who you was talking about. The problem is, here's the problem. This is why it's looking like a witch hunt. Because if me and you have an issue, and me and you squash that issue, and then 2 weeks later, a month later, a year later, I see you on a show, and you're talking about the issue that we just squashed, you're bringing it up, talking about this is where I was as a person, even though we said we was good. I mean, that don't mean like it mean like we squashed it and then you got behind my back and did me dirty over a situation that we both forgave each other over. This is what it looks like. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. If you yourself are saying that y'all squashed the situation, but then out of the blue, you decide to get on a show where everybody know who you are talking about. and say, and then tell all of this stuff, it never was squashed. It's like that's why it looks like a witch hunt, because you're saying you left in 2016 because it was cultish behavior. Then you came back in 2019, not even alone, but you brought your family with you. So not only did you escape, so you say, from a cultish activity, but then you brought people with you to a cultish that you said was a cultish activity, even though you did not first join the church, but you live in this cultish activities man's house. That don't look good, not worth a ding dang at all. It like discredits everything that you are saying. You look like a bona fide either crazy person or a liar. I'm just telling you all the inboxes that I am getting. This is what
Okay, for one. Okay, for one, I'm not crazy.
I was arguing about or something.
Okay, for one, I'm not crazy, and the stuff I said is not a lie. Because even when I was there, I was being talked about and everything.
Rajan, everybody.
Patricia Wright doesn't know you. She said he sounds mixed up. Ray John, prophet, what you call, doesn't know you. He's saying your story is not adding up. These are people that you are talking to about your situation, or talking in front of.
Say what you've been saying,
around in circles about what is true. Now, Kiora is a different situation. That's her and her dad. We don't really get into that. But as a man, you go in another man's house, you and your family. Let's not forget your family. You and your family bring in this, live in another man's house. Take up a bedroom, take up residence in another man's house, and then get out and talk about him like a brazen hussy. Yo, like Kiora, she lived there. That was her dad. She had a right to live there. You know what I'm saying? She ain't even got to ask. She just come and plop herself down in the chair. Her dad.
Right, but it was times I wanted to leave, but I was talked about it.
Okay,
I was talked out of it.
Left, you had 2 cars.
I didn't have 2 cars at the time. See, this is
okay.
When
So
I initially, listen. When I initially left, I didn't have no vehicle.
When who left?
When I initially left, I didn't have 2 vehicles. I had my own 2 feet to walk on and leave.
How did you get there?
I walked. When I initially when you arrived. I'm talking about when I initially left.
I'm not talking about 2016. I'm talking about when you came back in 2019, when you brought your family along and also ate and also left your kids there. So
it was
and also let this man that you call a couple to marry you.
Yes, it was 2 cars.
Yeah, that ain't looking good, my love.
And that's what they're trying to get you to explain, Rajan. What was you talking about? Reconciliation. You reconcile whatever you need to reconcile. Then now we at a point. Now they're asking after the reconciliation and after you going back to him to talk about that reconciliation, even after you left. Now it's the mix where, you know what I'm saying, you're on the broadcast, and this is where we come at the broadcast about your experience and your experience and what you've been through while there. So even after the reconciliation and even after you speaking with him after that, this is that part. This is that portion. What caused you to come to the broadcast after that? That's everybody question that I'm seeing, and everybody thinking that you're lying. Everybody thinking that you're not telling the whole truth.
It's not a lie.
But
I made the decision. Look, I made the decision as a man to get up on there and talk about my experience as far as when I initially left. And then talking to the host, I told her,
and nobody coaching.
No, I said the host of the radio show before we initially got on. We're talking about as far as the host on an awesome radio show. Let's just get it out there. So when before the initial interview, I had told her that I did went back. So she knows all that stuff. I just didn't elaborate and talk about it when I was on there.
But you was up there talking. You was up there talking about a man that took care of you and your family, and you left in good terms. So it's just like me coming to your house, staying to your house. Me and you fall out about something in 2016. I leave, I come back, me and you reconcile, everything is fine. I let you and your family move into my house, and then next week, 2 months from now, I see you on some kind of something talking about me like a brazen husband, even though you don't, and even though you don't mention my name, but everybody know I came and stayed with you, or I took, I mean, it's just not the manly thing to do. That's what we're trying to explain to you. We can't really tell Kiora how to feel. That's her dad. But at the end of the day, you're a grown man, and as a grown man, grown men things. The Bible said all things all and business and all men be and business be men, and that's not men like that's not man like. Really, you really. I'm gonna tell you, and I know you mad about it is what it is, but everybody know what I say. Okay, it really looks like you was punking out a little bit, like you was on the way too. It does, because your story.
No, it was not. No, I told my story as far as how I initially left and everything, as far as my experience, and that was that. And it was my decision to go up in there and say that. Nobody.
But you did not feel any loyalty to somebody that took you in to keep your mouth shut and deal with him according to whatever you felt was wrong, according to whatever you felt that y'all had squashed. You didn't see any type of loyalty to say, okay, I did see some stuff wrong, but me and him squashed that, so let me call back because this is not my war. You didn't feel any loyalty that to this man that just married you and your wife. You didn't feel any loyalty to the people that gave up their bedroom so you could have a bedroom. You don't feel any loyalty to that. See, this is what I'm having a problem with, and it ain't even my fight.
Okay, but then, and if anything. If anything, he could have said no. I don't want you down there.
You have lived in my house and have done the exact same thing.
No, because you getting out of control about the situation. And the situation don't got nothing to do with you.
My food, slept in my children's bed, talked about my dogs, and wore my dang clothes, and then got on the platform and talked about me. So
I initially told you not to talk about that situation. I told you not to talk about that situation. I told you not to talk about that situation and the kids or anything. See?
Now we finished. Y'all can talk.
That's right. That's right. What happened, dear?
Because I'm not gonna Natalie about a lot of things, but ain't nobody gonna come in my house and talk about me when we done squashed up and then get in public and try to act like we didn't squash stuff. We ain't gonna do that. You done ate my food. Is you crazy? You got me mixed up. No, I'm not gonna do that. Now, you and your daughter, that's something totally different. That's blood, whether it's blood or not blood. You raised her. She considers you her dad. Once removed or twice removed, I don't know. But what I'm saying is a grown man with a family that said he was in a cult in 2016 by himself now brings a family to rejoin the cult makes no sense to me. None. And I'm not going to continue to talk to him about that.
Golly. Dang, come on, like, but even after reconciliation, he came up on the broadcast to talk about an experience. You know what I'm saying? The topic was, and still is, bringing awareness to a cult, and that's what they want to play. That's what they want to play.
Experience after we reconcile.
That's my thing, but it's the experience that still linger. Because I figured. Huh?
So you're still you were a part of a cult too?
I've seen cultish things. You know what I'm saying? I felt very cold. Even in it, it was a little cultish to me. Because I'm like, some of the things that was happening, I'm like, I don't think this is normal. I don't think this is normal at all. And I did feel like that. And did I come to you about the cultish ways? No. However, I did come to you about your ways, though. Like, I've never used the word cultish until after, like, a year or two before I left. A year or two before I left. And I definitely took accountability of all that I did while I was there. I definitely took an account of everything that I had agreed to. I definitely took account of everything that has been initiated to me. I did take account for that. And even with talking to you about it, it low-key still continued. So I was like, bro, I gotta get out of here. And then that last situation that me and you both know, that last situation, I did feel that you didn't, cover me exactly with. And then we did reconcile. When I left Florida, I was planning on coming back, but I never made it back. And then with that situation that happened with the post, that's what and this is actually my first time looking and talking to you after that day. So after the
Okay.
block, this is my first time speaking with you. This is my first time seeing you. And after the block, I just didn't want no parts, bro. Like it was too much. Your fam had whatever they needed to say. Your fam had their issues with me or whatever, or they said what they needed to say about me while I was there and not. And
But
yeah, so
Kiora,
now Rajan is like, now there was underlining.
everybody.
There was underlining. They was jealous. They was jealous of us. They was jealous of us. And there was underlining situations where it was always confliction between me and you over somebody else. And we never really had issues. It was always somebody causing issues between us.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Rajon
You keep
together.
fading.
Hold on, I apologize. Let me get Rajon together. Yes, I'm mad. I'm real mad at your ways, Rajon, because you're supposed to be a man and doing some pump stuff, and then got the nerve to get out here. Now, do not come for me, Rajon, because I will put your business out there. I'm talking about all the way out there, and you know it. I got receipts, baby. I will put you out there. Now, don't come for me because I ain't Pastor Andre. Now you want to walk around, you walking around here. Let's talk about how you was dealing with Tanisha and cheating on her with your wife, and you was still sleeping with men and women. If we want to tell the truth, let's tell the truth, man. Now let's tell the truth, because you got the wrong one.
Come back, Nat Brat. Come back, Nat Brat. Come back.
Because see, I don't play these bitty pet games with folks. I don't play them.
Come back, Nat Brat. Come back. Come back.
I would get up there and tell everything. I'm talking about dude. I'm talking about I go back to Let me tell you something. First of all, let's get this here straight. You and your family would have never came back in my house if your child slayed my dog the way they slayed Pastor Andre's dog, because I would have killed you and your children. Because I don't play them games. Don't nobody do my dog the way your family did that man dog. And then he brought you back in his house and you on some show talking junk. Are you crazy? I don't play them games at all. I don't play none of them games by my family because my dogs are my family. You got it messed up. You better tell these people the truth on this show. Now you ride somebody else's coattail talking about you was a member of a cult. Well, if you was a member of a cult, please tell me how you was allowed to come back after your family done slain that man dog. I'm talking about murder. Y'all murdered that man dog. You stabbed that man dog to death. Not just drugs, you stabbed the man dog to death. And then you gonna sit on here and talk about Rajon. You know what? You about to get you.
That's to be why it's always about preparation. Know what you're talking about, say what you're talking about. But you know I know. You know.
You said what, Kiora?
Like I mean the majority of our issues.
Yeah, but being you talked about those issues, I thought they were clear. I really thought they were clear, except for the last thing I did.
But
and
then
I told
that
you I
last
was being
issue
petty
come
and I
out.
was joking. Huh?
Now you wasn't joking. You wasn't joking. You were so serious when I got on the phone with you.
No, I'm talking about the post that I did on Facebook. I told you I was being funny when I did that.
And I told you that you wasn't, because you really felt some type of way. You really did. You really did.
I felt
and
some type of.
Then like
did
you
I
just
feel
kept,
some type of way? Yes, I felt some type of way because I thought you were trying to be funny, but I told you that on the phone. I told you that I felt that way, but I also told you that I was joking about the post.
And I told you I wasn't.
Okay, but that's
But
fine.
then after we talked on the phone, we were good. But then you got petty on Facebook again. And then that's why I had blocked you.
I never got back on Facebook, but that even with all of that, I never got back on Facebook and said anything about you. And even now, I have no issues with you whatsoever. Even though you have issues with me, I'm going to love you to the day you die, baby. Don't matter where you go. I don't have an issue with you. We had our issues, whatever the case may be. It is what it is. And I went to it. I apologize because I loved you that much, because I don't apologize to everybody. But I did go to you and say, because I cared about you. And I said, Kiora, I was wrong. And I went to you multiple times because did I do everything right? No, Kiora,
now,
but
about this
all of the
past
stuff
situation,
that's
you
being
didn't apologize
said,
about this past situation.
I didn't get a chance to
The
because
reason
you
I
blocked
blocked you,
me.
you didn't apologize for that. When I blocked you, you didn't apologize for that. You didn't apologize for that.
So can I pull up the text message where I inboxed you and said, I'm sorry if I did anything wrong. Please forgive me.
Yes, sure, because then I must have missed something. Because I didn't see that.
Hold on, let me see if I can find that, because I have an iPhone now. Hold on. Let me look up here real quick. What are you in my phone as what now? Oh, midnight. Hold on a second.
So it never changed.
Midnight. No, because I had changed your name. You was Midnight Baby, right? Midnight.
I was midnight. Yes, I was midnight baby.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna just put the dollar number itself. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. So I got.
Oh, you don't have that 50. Oh, you don't have that number anymore. Hold on.
I still have the 252. I still have that one. I'm gonna go back though, I'm gonna go back.
Look at your text message where I kept saying, I don't want you to be a.
Which one was this through though? Was this through the 402 or was it through the 86 one?
Tried the 402. More than likely it was through that one.
402. Now,
Okay, so it has to be on that one. Give me a sec. See what might
so
be.
the last on the 402 was November 9th of last year.
On the what? No, so it was the
Wow, last time
iPhone
I
then.
told you.
It's the iPhone.
Okay. Hold on. Then I just gotta go on.
And I told you to
It's
call
been
me
a
back when you can. On July 8th, I said, what's wrong with you? Why all of a sudden it's like me and you have a problem? And I said, call me whenever you can. I was not trying to be fun. I was trying to have fun with you, but I guess it wasn't funny. And I kept reaching out to
express
you
to you that it
every
wasn't because
day.
I feel like I'm being funny.
Kira, I was reaching out to you every day. I was calling your mama. I was calling everybody. I was calling inboxing Shartisha over and over again. I got the messages for that, so I kept saying, Shartisha, how is Kira? Where's Kira? I want to speak to her. She never would respond. I called Tamar. Now, and I told Tamar, I said, whenever you and Kiora got into fights, I said, I always answered your phone call, and I always went to Kiora and told her she needed to get it right with you. But when I called her, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'll see, whatever the case may be. But that's not what I did. When you and your mother was not right, I went to you and told you you had to make it right with your mother.
She did too.
So my thing is, all of this stuff the stuff that's going on between me and you, it's between me and you. If I didn't even know you felt all of this stuff, we had conversations, but I thought after we rectified everything, the only other problem should have been was the last thing, which was the Facebook post.
And it was, and that was the last thing. And of course, the experiences are, we reconcile, but the experience are still there. Not saying that our problem this my experiences. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't, even if we were still connected on Facebook, even if it, and then you got people calling me your stepdaughter. Like,
Who calling you my stepdaughter? What are you talking about?
anywho. So point by point, what I was saying was, yes, even without the problem, I would still talk about my experiences within. You know what I'm saying?
As
And
I
then
said to
with
you, Kiora,
our relationship, and then shit, you knew how sensitive it was. John stepped.
you said how what now?
Shakima was saying that Rajan stepped. And Key, I'm sure he, but with our situation, that's different than what, you know what I'm saying? It's That's the situation between me and him. And
But like I said,
like I said in the beginning, I have nobody over there, no. I still talk, to Tyreek when I can. I try to hit Shakima up.
yeah,
Like I
but
have
you,
no issue with her.
well, Kiora, if there was no issue, well, let's say because I don't want to keep going back and forth. Maybe our relationship would never be reconciled. Maybe that'll never happen. However, I want to say to you on broadcast live, I do not have an issue with you. I will always love you. And I don't care what other people that's getting involved. And I'm going to tell you something about Kendall. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Now, I've been nice to Kendall. You ain't eat half of a damn man. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't North Carolina. Because when you don't, I'm telling you now. Now, I've been nice to you, Kendall, but I will come for you. You is not even about that lifestyle. Now I'm gonna bring it on back in, Natalie. I'm sorry, the New York man came on me. I'm back. All right. So, cause folks ain't about the life they living, trying to get up and acting like you a gangster. When you was getting your behind whipped and you burned. Sit your behind down, boy.
I ain't doing that one.
Now, back to Kiora, because I don't care about these other folks. I'm telling you, I don't care nothing about it.
I say
The
stay,
reason
yeah.
why it bothered me because it's you and Rajan. So I'm
Ma,
saying to
no.
you,
Ma,
Kiora,
no.
are you listening to me?
Yes, my mother, and my mother was God.
Tell Tamar her name was not brought up in a negative way. So whoever called and told her that was not brought up negatively, as I never speak of her negatively, because if I felt negatively about her, we would have never been. We just stopped talking a couple of months ago. So no, I've never.
Right,
We since we have,
heard about that.
say what?
I I did notice too.
So we've always been in good communication. What I'm saying back to you, Kiora, on this broadcast in front of everyone, I was not the perfect
Period.
father. I don't think there is any perfect fathers. I did stuff to you wrong. I could have covered you more. There's stuff I did wrong. But at the end of the day, Kiora, I was the best you had at that moment. I was the best you had. I provided for you. Folks gonna get up and
And I
say,
never took that.
okay, I'm just saying, like when people up there, like I go on, I didn't want that to be mentioned, but for those pocketbooks that I purchased, those pocketbooks, who comes to $500 and something, Kiora, like what people gonna get up to my and somebody gonna say they cheap bags. $500 worth of bags are not cheap. What
I
father
never
goes and
said they
buys
was
his
cheap. I said I still them in my closet.
okay,
And
somebody has said it, but like I said to you, I don't
I still
have
have those
an issue
in
with
my closet.
you. I love you and I'm gonna love you to the day I die. Period. There's nothing that you can do about that, whether we talk again or not. But I want for future references that a lot of your anger is not even and I'm not trying to be funny. You don't even really care about these people because see, I know you. The issue is that what I did to you is what you're angry about. And I feel like you're on the whatever because of what I did. I believe that if I could have did some things differently with you, maybe we wouldn't be here. So I'm getting on publicly saying again, I will always look at you as my daughter. There's nothing anybody can do about that. I will not change how I feel about you. All I'm asking is for future references. If there's any time you felt that I've done something wrong, you can call me on the phone. And I will say, Kiora, yes, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong, and I apologize for the things that I did to you that I didn't do right as a father. When I bought that car for you, I bought that car out of the sincerity of my heart. I really did.
And I knew
because I wanted you to have your own transportation. And so even when we was in Florida, like I provided those vans and stuff for y'all to get back and forth. I didn't want y'all all working at the same job, but what other choices was there?
Pastor Andre, hold on for a minute. Okay, let me get Fred Mills together. Okay. I don't know why Fred Mills is talking. Because he got some dirt himself. You know, the same fight to get up here. But
I don't told Fred Mills to mind his business on several occasions. I don't told him several times.
So Fred Mills might just want to pipe down
or log off.
Because he just needs to bring this on in. Like, I don't know what his issue is, but baby. Okay, continue.
So, like I said, Kiora, hopefully one day that we could be able to talk again outside of this platform, because this is not really the right platform to deal with family issues. I never would bring you up to a platform like this. I would never get on a platform and agree with anything in regards to you. Whatever's happened has already happened. Whatever's happened, relationship with you is my concern. And I thank God for Natalie getting up here and doing this, because that's all that matters to me. Do I love Rajan? Yes, I do. But he's a grown man. You're grown too, but he's growner. Okay? If we can talk and maybe you may not look at me as a father again. Maybe that won't happen again. But as long as we can have a relationship that is fair, without extra activity, without the past, because you. I know you do. I know there's no possible way. I know you inside and out. And that's all I'm asking for. And I'm saying it again, I apologize. I apologize to you again.
See, you funny.
I'm sorry?
You funny. You funny. You funny.
You said I'm funny?
Yes. You funny.
I'm being serious. I don't know. I don't know if you want to keep carrying this on. I'm not gonna carry it on. I said what's in my heart. I don't have nothing to lose or to gain. If I didn't care, I would just tell you. I do not care. Blah blah blah. I don't have nothing to lose. You living your life and I'm living mine. You seem like you enjoying your life. God in heaven knows, baby, I'm enjoying mine.
Like I said, didn't want
to
win, but it's just things that people do. I said I always wanted everybody to prosper. No matter situation, I never wanted nobody prosper to stop. But it was a simple fact that drama.
So where we are now today, all that's past. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things become new. Nobody says we have to have in a relationship. You don't have to do that. But we can end all of this stuff. We can end all of it. We can be the ones to end it and say, hey, you know what? We'll deal with this offline. We'll deal with this somewhere else. Or we can be adults right now, forgive each other, and move on with our lives. That's all I'm asking.
course. Adult? It was just behind the scene things, like the behind this. And now after like me and you, we so after me and you, they came, they discussed, they mentioned things that happened that took, and because I experienced well, that's that came in at. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're saying the platform situation, that's where that came in at. With thinking the issue, the different situations that took place, as well as experience in some detail. That's you see me saying vouching for people. That's why you see on the platform with other people. But in the beginning, I said I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to bash anybody. Because like I said, you married my mom's and you were the father figure since then. I said that in the beginning. However, I did also mention, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I'm on the platform. Is because of the ones that came out with me, that you know, that left along with me. That was my concern with that.
But why would you get? Okay, I'm not gonna go back into it again. You said what you said. I hear what you're saying. I want to know as far as what we can do for the future. Like I said, we may not be able to have a relationship again, but however, we can still always in my prayers. And like I said again, there's some things that I did wrong too. Matter of fact, there was as a father, we parents fail. I'm not the only parent that have failed in areas. Okay. And I take accountability because I could have done much better than what I was doing. I tried. That's all I can say. And I hope you forgive me. If not, I've cleared the air to whoever's watching. I've cleared the air. Everybody who's loved my church, I still love them to this day. There's only one person that have left my ministry that God has to help me with. But everybody who has ever came across my ministry at any time, I have no hard feelings towards them.
God had to help you with me.
Ma'am, no,
Look now,
no, it's not you.
because I do.
So
First of all, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. Everybody knew. Everybody knew I was Andre's child. Everybody knew I was Andre's chocolate baby girl. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. So yes, because of the simple fact that you came into my life the way you did, and at the time that you did, that's why it's in consideration. That's why it's really in consideration. And taken, I've never taken the fact that you did take care of me. I never taken away the fact that you did, you know, whatever you did. It was definitely the situations that mind boggled me. That's what brought about this situation. However, I've never taken anything away from you.
okay.
Never taken anything away from you.
So we can we
And
can
you knew that.
I would hope
You
that
knew
you still
how you
believe that
knew
I
how I
do
felt
love you
about you.
dearly. I
I
know
just
that.
don't want to
That's
deal
why
with the
it's like
shadiness. I don't
kind
want
of
to
hurt
deal.
when we
I
kind
don't
of
want to deal with
disconnected.
drama. I don't want to deal with none of that.
So I say that again, Kiro.
Yeah,
You went out.
I just don't want to deal with that. Yes, I just don't want to deal with the drama. I don't want to deal with the shadiness. I don't want to deal with he say, she say. I don't want to deal with none of that. I don't.
I agree. I agree, Kiro. I'm 100% with you on it. So my heart is. I feel my hands are clean. My heart is clean when it comes down to you. Um, I pray to God. I wish the best for you. I promise you. I pray to, I'm taking a swallow pill by saying this. I pray to God that we are able to maintain a relationship somewhere down in the future. People do heal, people do forgive. And I pray to God that we are able to reconnect because there is still nothing that I would not do for you. There's still nothing I would not do, even though we've had our fights. There is still nothing I would not do. If you called me right now, I would, I would come. And that's for some of the other ones that's left as well. I would still come for anybody because I love people like that. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not going to allow people to make me seem like I've been a monster to them because I haven't. But between me and you, if you are we good? Can we say that we're forgiven? You know, we can move on. Maybe we can't talk right now. But we can move on, and maybe in the future we can have a relationship.
I'm down with that.
Okay, that's all I
It's
want.
gonna be a minute
And I
though.
love you. Oh yeah, I know it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. And I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting. I know what happened. I know what happened to you. I can wait. When you're ready, I won't bombard you. I will not bother you. I know that your birthday is coming up. You'll be 24, 23. 23 years,
24.
24. You'll be 24. 24.
Yeah.
24. So
Period.
I'm happy about that. The 31st is always special to me, and you know that. Not because it's only New Year's Eve, but or watch night service because it's your birthday as well. So I pray to God that
Okay.
you
Okay.
already know how I feel about your birthday. Come on now,
Don't,
don't do that.
don't get all mushy. Don't get all mushy. Don't get all mushy. I feel you.
Hey, it is what it is, baby. I can't pretend. You already know how I
Oh,
feel about you. So, and I say this when you're not present. But I love you. I love you very much. I'm still upset that you don't have my tattoo up there, but you know, I guess I wasn't worthy
I
enough
already told you
to
about that.
get
I
my
already
name on the
done told you
roll.
about that. I already done told you about that. Okay.
I love you, Kiora.
So look at you, that. So
I wait.
Natalie, how you feel, Dre?
How do I feel?
Yeah, you calm now.
Oh yeah, I feel a lot better. I just okay, so I know like let me just say this, be honestly. I know how me and Pastor Andre done had our spouts, not big spouts, but I say what I want to say, he say what he say, and then all is well. But with you, I always knew like when he talked to me about you, that's why I kind of, well, we're not going to go bad, but I was kind of shocked. I was like, well, what took place? But anyway, that's why I kind of had mixed feelings about bringing you on because I see you are a grown woman, like my children are grown, but I feel a way about a grown person talking to a child. So I wanted to be very careful because I always had, like, I always loved you as like a child, like one of my children, friends, whatever. And I wanted to be very careful that it didn't become like I put you in a situation where you felt like you had to go off or like you had to defend yourself. I didn't want to put you in a shady situation because I don't look at you like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just didn't really know how to bring you on without, but Ray John is a different situation. Okay.
I need to talk to my brother too. He know not to come and bring family. I got to my brother.
But I am happy that y'all reconnected. I'm sure that y'all gonna start that talking. I'm sure y'all gonna get wherever y'all need to be. Like I just truly feel like that because I know how I feel with my dad. And once my dad still calls me little pretty, and I'm 40 some years old. It doesn't matter to me whether other people think I'm pretty. My dad said I'm pretty. It's done. Like I'm pretty.
Absolutely.
Period. Yeah.
And she's in my phone as Pretty
But
Night.
it was Pretty Night. That's right, Pretty Night. Because I'm the darkest out of all his.
Well, I'm so happy. Apostle, do you have any closing words? I don't know if you want to pray. I don't know
You know
how
what? I'm just the longest me and my daughter good. I have nothing else to say, but thank you, God. That's all that matters.
All
and
right.
I thank you for doing this because it would have never happened. I don't think it would have ever happened if this wouldn't have transpired today. Because everybody became very happy when they knew me and her was not talking. I mean, people were. I'm joyous about this. But as long as I got my baby back, I'm good. If it take us a couple months or a year, or whatever, as long as we good, that's all that matters to me.
I'm good. All right.
All right. I love y'all. I'm going on in Sam's Club. I got to get food
Peace.
for New Year's Eve. Love y'all.
Love you.
Peace.
Bye, baby.